What's happening? What's good, Juge fam? Hope you're all doing great on this Wednesday afternoon. If not, you know the YPG has got your back. You know the YPG is here to take good care of you. And at any given moment, if you feel like DMing us, you feel like, getting in touch, you feel lonely, you feel lost, you feel afraid, you feel like everything for you this past couple of days, weeks, months has just been going south. Do not hesitate. Do not think twice. Get in touch with us, chat to us. You know that we, as the YPG, we don't consider ourselves a crew. We don't consider ourselves a group. We consider ourselves a fam. And we're out here to take care of you because you are fam to us. And we want to use up your afternoon talking today about the most powerful weapon that there is. What is the most powerful weapon that there is? You would probably think about an atomic bomb or something which would be used in war, something which an enemy could use to deter or to annihilate their respective enemies. But if you think about it, whether it comes to the weapons, everything goes back to one weapon which creates that weapon, which is the mind. There is no weapon without this weapon, which is our minds. And I just want to bring up an interesting exercise, a brain teaser, a brain exercise, which works with our memories. I don't know about you, but I've got a terrible day-to-day memory. I've got a good long-term memory, but like day-to-day, short-term memory, I have a terrible one. But when I got into this exercise, it was very interesting how I managed to get everything straightforward. It reminds me of kind of like things we used to do in school. We would do this a lot, but I want you to have a look at it and follow the exercise. Be fair, don't cheat. If you're watching the repeat, if you're watching this not live, well, if you're live, you're not gonna have much time to or a chance to cheat. But pay attention to what you have to do for you to be able to get it nice, fair, and square. Check it out, and we'll be right back.
Here in London, we've explored the oldest part of your brain, the brainstem. And our next stop is the hippocampus, where your brain processes memory. To get started, let's meet some royalty. Here are 8 paintings of British kings and queens. We've got Kings George I, II, and III, Queens Victoria and Anne, King William IV, King Edward VII, and Queen Elizabeth II. Now, can you recall all our kings and queens? Or did we give you too many names and not enough time? Well, take a look at this sentence instead. Believe it or not, guarding giraffes guarantees victory and will eliminate extinction. Might just give your memory a big boost. Look closely at the first letter of each word. This sentence is actually what's called a mnemonic device, a memory shortcut. And using the words of this sentence, can you remember our kings and queens now? With a little help, were you able to place George, Victoria, Anne, William, Edward, and Elizabeth? Pretty impressive trick, right?
I don't know if you managed to get it. I got it, actually. It worked out perfectly for me. Unless if you could not get the sentence correctly, then I don't know how you're gonna get that one straight. But I got the sentence correct, and that helped me, and I managed to remember all the respective kings and queens of England there. It's just interesting how when we facilitate things for our minds, how everything changes. I don't think we would remember that order unless if you got a photographic memory. If you got a photographic memory, then I'm sorry, you cheated. It doesn't count. But that's also an amazing tool and ability which your brain has. The fact is, our mind is such a powerful tool. However, if we do not allow our minds, or better said, if we allow our minds to be dominated by the wrong influences, by the incorrect influences and environment, atmosphere, that destroys the most powerful weapon. Everything that has been created required the mind. Think about something as simple as a chair. You probably sat down watching me, if not, but if you are, no matter how simple or sophisticated the chair you are, if you're watching me from a sofa, everything began with an idea. Everything began with somebody using this powerful tool, the mind. It did not stop there, because although the idea was there, the engineering aspect, the drawing, whatever it was, the blueprint, it was useless if the mind was not used to now lead the person to execute that idea. A very powerful saying is that the graveyard is the richest place on earth, because hundreds, thousands, millions, probably billions, trillions of ideas went with people to the graveyard because the idea was here, but it was never executed. The mind brought about that idea, but the person allowed or had his or her mind misled by the ideas of others, by the negativity of others, by the mindset of others, by, the fact that they didn't believe in that idea. And because they didn't believe in it, why should you believe in it? If I don't believe in your idea, you shouldn't believe in it either. That's how some people are. Or others, they have this, I don't believe in my own idea, so you shouldn't believe in yours either. And if you allow that to take place in your life, you're never going to progress. You're never going to be able to do what nobody's ever done. Because the mind may bring the idea, but execution will come with a lot of resistance. You're going to execute, you're going to fight for that, but that's going to come with a lot of resistance. And when you don't allow your mind, or better said, when you allow your mind to be an easy prey or easily influenced by others, I'm sorry to say, all those amazing ideas you might have will go to waste. Think about it. I repeat, how many people have gone down to the graveyard never having the chance to bring out an idea which would revolutionize the world, a life-changing idea, a mind-blowing idea, which a person never got the chance to make real, to bring to life, because they simply did not have the courage to bring it out. So you have the most powerful tool in the world, but you are being destroyed and you are being held back. You're being tamed by your enemies. And when I say your enemies, I'm not necessarily referring to people, but when I refer to your enemies, that could be your doubts, that could be your fears, that could be your worries, that could be the fact that you failed before, and now you're afraid, of trying again because it didn't work out before. So you're thinking, hey, I'm not going to try again, because if I try again, I'm going to fail. Remember what happened last time. You've allowed your mind to be beaten up by all these different atmospheres, all these different environments, all these different influences, and convinced you that you're not good enough. I remember, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, we had on the Viber Clock. Make sure to check out the Viber Clock, as we're having many powerful and amazing life stories. We had this life story 2 weeks ago of Tsidiso. Tsidiso was a young man who had to go fend for himself in the streets. He lived literally for a year of his life. He was living in the streets, doing drugs, stuck in that life of a reject in the streets. Fast forward to today, when we last interviewed him, we spoke to him, his mind is just in another place. The problem was not his atmosphere physically. Of course, that makes a huge difference. But the thing is that he did not allow the atmosphere or the environment he was living in to continue controlling his mind. Initially it was, but eventually he had to change that and change his mind. As young as he is, when he was mentioning, he even said, PJ, until recently I didn't know what an email was. But today his mind is completely different. So he's capable of changing his life. He's capable of changing his future because he managed to overcome here. He overcame his addiction because he overcame where? Right here. On that note, did you know that people will spend millions and billions of money, rivers and rivers and rivers, in rands and dollars, you name it, simply to grab someone's attention, through something like marketing. Because if I can grab your attention to buy my product or to accept the idea I'm selling to you, I can pretty much control you. Maybe not control your life, but I can pretty much influence you to purchase, to buy. So literally, when you study marketing, it's not just about knowing how to present something to convince people, but the conviction begins with the colors, with the fonts, with the gestures, even the colors. Every color produces a mood. If you don't know, red has its mood, yellow has its mood, green has its mood. I'm going to ask the team to put up here the different kinds of moods which each color represents. So each color represents a different mood. And that is specifically used in marketing, specifically for that to influence people's moods and, or rather, people's behaviors. Through that mood, I can influence your behavior. Look at marketing when you drive past somewhere and you see that huge billboard asking you, are you hungry? And you start getting 1,000 times hungrier than you already were, because now they're suggesting, and you'd be like, oh, I don't even have cash. This is my last 100 rands. This is my last 50 bucks. And when you just see that, you just get moved by that food. You're like, I need that. I need that chicken. I need that burger. I know that's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you. But I don't know if you've even seen the making of certain adverts. I'm going to share with you guys as I'm speaking. I want you to watch how certain items are actually done and how disgusting it really is. But just because we are led by what we see, we allow what we see to entice us, that message goes into our mind and that influences us. You need to go buy, and even our appetite increases and our hunger is much worse, because now we feel like we need that, because we don't even notice that behind the scenes there's glue and all those disgusting ingredients that we use. Of course, when we go to the restaurant, that's not the same. At least we hope not. When we go to the takeaway, that's not exactly what's there. At least we hope not. But the advertisement does that. What's the idea? Control your mind. If I can control your mind, I can control your life. If anybody can control our minds, if anybody can control our thoughts, they can control our lives. That's why so much money is spent on different industries in controlling people's lives. So you best take control of your mind. You best take control of this powerful tool which is at your disposal, which you were born with, and protect it, bulletproof it from every negativity, because the world is shooting bullets left, right, and center. And if you don't protect it, I'm sorry to say, but you're going to get yourself in trouble. You will destroy your life. You will destroy your future. You need to be very cautious with what you allow your mind to accept. Everything I'm sharing here with you, feel free, and you should. Go and do your research. I'm bound to commit mistakes. I'm bound. I'm bound. I'm human, and I can commit a mistake. I can give a false information. I promise you that will never be deliberate. We will never deliberately share with you a false information, but we are, bound to commit mistakes because we're humans. So you shouldn't just take that in and say that's how life is. You should do your research. Of course, with time, we build that trust and credibility amongst ourselves. But even on that, you should always, always, always fall back on what you believe, what you know is true, not what people influence you towards. A person can actually have all the money in the world. A person can be the president of planet Earth, not just the president of a country, but the president of planet Earth. I don't know how they would deal with that, but imagine being the president, the king of the earth. If they have a weak mind, they will destroy everything. If they have a weak mind, they will be easily removed or dethroned, if I could say. But a person can be living in the streets, like the story we mentioned of Tsiriso, who was in the streets, but with a powerful mind, that person can take over the world. I'm not saying your aim should be to take over the world. I don't think that would be an interesting thing to do. What it would mean to take over the world, I don't know what the idea of some people would be, but hey, you never know. Although our idea should be to make a difference in the world, definitely. That starts in the mind. We've been speaking quite a lot about this lately, because if we don't change what's going on here, we will never change anything in our lives. And if we're weak here, everything around us, one little thought, one little idea inclined to negativity whispered in your mind, in my mind, in our minds, that will completely destroy us. What do you allow yourself to be influenced by? Starting by the books you read. That's if you even read a book. Maybe all you read are things, fiction, or things which, fiction is the imagination of another person. Let's start with that. A fictional character is the imagination of someone. Maybe that's all you read if you dare read. Or maybe you read about gossip, what's going on in the life of celebrity A, B, or C. I don't think that's going to make any difference in your life. Which means you're training your mind to be more worried, more bothered with what's going on in people's lives than actually worrying with your own life. Work on that. What do you read? If you do read things which are going to add to your life, something positive here that's going to gear up, that's going to zhuzh up your mind. It's going to, elevate, improve everything here. The movies you watch. Be careful with the information you take in. Sometimes we're easily influenced. Nothing wrong with watching fiction or watching movies, but be careful with the kind of message that's there, because that message might influence you negatively. Or series. I think nowadays series have a bit more of a powerful impact, even more than movies at times. What are the things you allow yourself? Who are the people you hang around with? Because we are a product of the 5 closest people in our surrounding. Research says that. The 5 closest people in our midst have a massive influence in our lives. So my question to you is, what has been influencing you? What has been influencing your mind? And I want to say to you, start investing. Start investing in yourself. Start investing on improving yourself. Start investing on doing more, on working out, exercising, rather than being lazy just because it's a trend to be lazy. Start improving on saving money just because everybody's spending on fancy clothes and always they want to show off the food that they're eating, the takeaway, just like the one we showed just now, because they're easily influenced by that. Stop being influenced by that. You might be buying clothes. They're not even good looking, but just because you're going to get the attention of others, that means that you're not a product of what your beliefs are. You're not a product of your own self-belief. You're a product of what people think. If you're the kind of person who's always worried what people think, I'm sorry to say to you, but you're not living your life. You're living theirs. You're just living the life that people have made you to live. So I want you to start investing on your mind. Invest on your thoughts. Invest here. You'll be investing on your future. You'll become a better version or the best version of yourself whom you deserve to be. If you consider, for example, the case of people who are on the verge or decide to commit suicide, I want you to understand that their minds are bombarded by that thought. What they listen to in their mind, the words they accept in their minds, will produce life or that will produce death. If they listen to that voice, they allow their minds, if we allow our minds to be led by the suicidal thoughts, then we are going to commit suicide. We're going to attempt suicide at least. If we refute those thoughts, if we fight back against those thoughts, then our actions will be keeping ourselves alive and most probably fighting back to take control of your life. Don't allow things, people, ideas, ideologies to control your life. Don't allow the influence of society, social media, and you name it to control your life. A weak-minded person makes decisions that leads them to weak results, destructive results. But a strong-minded person, regardless of where they're born in, they might be born in the deepest of the ghettos where they had no opportunities given to them. They had no one there for them, maybe not even had an actual family there for them. All the cards, all the odds played against them. But with a strong mind, you change your life, you change your future. And if you want to work on that, keep up with the work of the YPG, because what we do here is to push you. We are always that thrust to elevate you, to take off and become who you deserve to become. So if you want to chat, you want to talk, I repeat, you can DM us. PJ, my mind is weak. How do I change that? Start by what surrounds you. Start by changing your habits. Instead of always being influenced by social media, by people, influencers. I mean, that's giving the power of someone to influence you, an influencer. What should influence your mind is your intelligence. Above all, the Lord, His word, His voice, guiding you here through your thoughts, your decisions, not people. Have a strong mind. Invest on this. Invest in your mind to become a winner, to become a champion. And we as the YPG fam, we're here to take care of you and lead you to become that winner. Sometimes we're going to be a little bit harsh. When I say harsh, we're going to be a bit confrontational by giving you the raw talk to tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. But I want you to know that we're here for you. And I repeat, if you want to get in touch, you want to DM us, get in touch. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see our deets. Get in touch, chat to us. We'll be here for you, if not myself. One of the amazing mentors who are with us, strong-minded people who are with us. They will be there to take good care of you, reply, and find you a coordinator or a mentor nearest to you to get in touch with you, to reach out to you, to meet with you if need be, and to help you to have that strong mind. PJ, what you're saying is easier said than done. I didn't say it was going to be easy at all, but I'm here to tell you that it's not impossible. Got it? You've got this. Yes, you've got this indeed. All right. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to be signing out, but on Saturday, we're going to be back with our Viber clock, and I want you guys not to miss it. Before I do the takeoff, I want you guys to check out what we're going to be covering this coming Saturday on our Viber clock.
What up, YPG fam? So, this coming Saturday, we're going to be covering how important it is to have each other's backs in the YPG. That as the YPG fam, we need to support, encourage, and motivate each other in our respective businesses and projects. So this coming Saturday, in our Viber clock at 7 p.m., make sure to tune in. And don't miss out on Sunday, we'll be having our take 2 of our photo challenge. So tell a friend to tell a friend and tell a friend that this weekend it is happening in the YPG. Alrighty, see you then.
There you have it. The Bible Clock will be coming with another intriguing subject. Last week was the controversy. Well, not controversial at all. If you missed it, make sure to check it out here on our pages. And do get your fam, your friends to follow, to subscribe. Go to school in the Mars. I want to give you all of you who are in your respective branches. Get your fam, get your friends at school, everybody to follow the YPG page and be motivated with something that's going to help them to do what we teach you guys to do. Here in the YPG fam, we tell you that it is time, and it is time for you, for me, for us to do what? To take off. That's what's up. We out of here. Take care of yourself.